Hey guys, welcome back to Andyland. It's your girl Andy. Happy 2022 from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria for the holidays with the fam, and this is my first video of the new year. I decided to go with this really simple natural beat. All the products will be listed down in the description box below. If you want to see how I got this look, make sure you're subscribed and keep watching. As always, we are starting with a clean face, and we're going to go in with brows before primer today. So I'm going to start with the NYX Brow Gel and just run those through my brows. My brows, y'all see them, they're a mess. We're going to try and tame these bad boys because, oof, child. To prime, I'm starting with the Fenty Beauty True Matte Primer, putting that all over, rubbing that into the skin. The next primer I'm going to use is my fave, my Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and I just love it. It's amazing, and it's all nice and sticky. Just nice and tacky. I love it. Those of you who are not new to my channel know we spray faces over here. So I'm using the Milk Hydro Grip Setting Spray and letting that air dry. Next, I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 35, and I'm going to set around my mouth just to take care of those smile lines because I'm a happy girl. For brows, we're using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in the shade Chocolate. These brows are a mess, so we're going to try and get these bad boys together because when your brows are a mess, the whole look just doesn't look right. So I always start with lining underneath my brow, then forming my arch, and then going in and filling in wherever my brows are sparse, which is all over the place, but you get the point. To clean up my brows, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Concealer in the shade 13. Y'all know this shade is super close to my skin tone, so it'll blend in nicely. I carve out underneath my brows, and then I take a buffing brush and buff out the edges of that concealer so it's not super noticeable. Excuse my hair, y'all. I could not find any ponytail holders, so I kept having to tie it up in a little half knot thing, and I mean, whatever. I am so excited. I finally got my hands on the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop skin tint. I have wanted this for so long. I've used it on my clients, but they were always sold out of my shade, and my sister got me the Eaze Drop for Christmas. So I'm using the shade 18, and I love this skin tint. It is not a full coverage foundation, so you can build it up. It's great for everyday natural beats like I'm doing today. I tested it out just to make sure I hadn't tanned too much, and the shade match was still it. But you can definitely build it up if you need more coverage, if you have more hyperpigmentation. I tend to have more towards the lower end of my face, so I definitely went in with 2 layers of the Eaze Drop just to help me out with that because I wasn't trying to put too many products on. But super lightweight, felt nothing on my face, and I mean, isn't she gorge? Like, okay, Riri, I see you. After blending, I'm going in with my damp Sonia Kashuk sponge just to make sure I absorb any excess product and my base is nice and even. I'm going in with a second layer of the Eaze Drop, as I mentioned before, to cover up the hyperpigmentation that's focused on the lower half of my face. I'm going to be sure to make sure that I'm not going too close underneath my eyes where I'm going to be applying concealer. I just didn't want too much of a product build up underneath my eyes for this light and airy look I was going for. And of course, we are spraying my face yet again with the Milk Hydro Setting Spray just to make sure I lock that in. And we always blend it in with the foundation brush just to make sure that everything's absorbed into the skin. Next, I'm taking that same concealer, the Makeup Revolution concealer in the shade C13 that I used for my eyebrows, and I'm going to use that to conceal under my eyes and around my mouth. Taking this Real Techniques concealer brush, I'm going to be blending out my concealer. I know I haven't used a sponge in a while, but I've just really been liking the airbrush look of blending out my concealer with a brush. For underneath my eyes, I start on the outer edges and work my way in towards the inner corner, and I feel like this gives me the best coverage and control over the spread of the concealer. Now that the concealer's been blended out, I go over the edges with the foundation brush just to help blend out where the foundation and the concealer meet. And I gotta be a little extra, like a little bit. So I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Honey, right under my eyes, literally just right there by my inner corner. And to contour, I'm using my go-to, the Juvias Place foundation stick in the shade Katsina, and then we're gonna blend everything out. I always use a smaller brush. Well, I try to always use a smaller brush to blend out the contour of my nose, especially if I have concealer sitting. I left the concealer until last just to help it get a little bit tacky, which helps again to control the spread of the concealer so it's not going anywhere I do not want it to go. Before blending out the concealer under my eyes, I'm going to spray my face yet again with the Milk Hydro Setting Spray, and I'm not going to blend it in anywhere except the concealer underneath my eyes. So using that same concealer brush, and I'm just patting it back and forth and making sure I blend it in, and it gives me that beautiful little highlighted effect. Look at that. Look at that. I take my foundation brush and my damp sponge and go over everything again just to reblend and make sure everything looks nice and seamless. To set under my eyes, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Powder. This is in the shade Fair. It is super light. I do want to get more shades, but as of right now, this gets the job done, and I just press it in underneath my eye, and it instantly sets all that concealer from my highlighted areas. For more added coverage, I'm going in with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop All Day Mattifying Powder in the shade Tan, and I'm just taking that over everywhere I place the Charlotte Tilbury powder. To set my all over face, I'm using the Sephora Micro Smooth powder and this floofy brush. I'm using the shade Mahogany, and I'm going over every part of my face, not just the parts that weren't set. For bronzer, I'm using the Kylie bronzer in the shade Tawny Mami, and I'm just taking an angled brush and putting that all over the places that I contoured my face. I'm going to use that same Kylie bronzer as shadow today, so I just took a fluffy brush and applied the bronzer all over my lids just to give it some definition. Taking a denser dome brush, I'm going to take the bronzer and define my nose contour, making sure that it's nicely blended and I don't forget about the tip of my nose and creating that little button so it doesn't just look like I ran a racetrack down my nose. Mascara, I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and making sure to heavily coat both sets of lashes. I I am still baking today, so I'm taking the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in the shade Blondie, and I'm applying it with a brush today. You guys know I usually bake with a sponge, but I wanted more of a light bake, so I'm helping to chisel out the sides of my nose and make sure that my face stays matte, even though this is an everyday beat. I have really oily skin, and I really wasn't trying to transit in the sun, okay? Lagos heat is special. For blush, I'm using the Covergirl True Match Blush in Hot Frenzy, applying that to my cheeks with this nice little fluffy brush I got from TJ Maxx. I'm not baking for too long, so I'm dusting off this powder using a setting brush from Real Techniques. Using the fluffy brush I used to set my whole face and no extra product, I'm going to go over and dust away any more powder and spray my face with the Milk Hydro setting spray. See all that ash go away? Look, look, look. Boom, baby. And then, of course, we have to pat that in with our foundation brush. So it was looking ashy for a little bit, but you have to trust the process. You see, now your girl's back to life and her face is set, period. Because I'm not wearing falsies, I'm going in with the Too Faced mascara again. Going in with mascara twice helps to really define your lashes. So let the first coat dry and go back in again and watch them lashes pop. And we can't forget about those bottom lashes, so hit them with a quick little coat, help them stand out just a tad bit. To highlight my nose, I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty highlighter in Mean Money and Hustler Baby. I took Hustler Baby in a small brush and made an exclamation point on my nose. I didn't just go straight down. Made a nice little exclamation point and then took my foundation brush to help tone it down just a tad bit. But she's still there. She's shining. To line my lips, I'm using Colorpop's BFF3 liner. I used the Fenty Cream Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow first. Put that all over my lips. And then on top of that, I went in with the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Amber. To set my face, I'm using the Benefit Cosmetics POREfessional Super Setting Pore Minimizing Setting Spray. I really love this spray. So I decided to let it air dry as usual, and then taking a look at the skin, like wow, this skin was phenomenal. Okay, so I was about to take pictures for my thumbnail and then realized I wasn't feeling the lip. So I took it off and decided to go in with my Fenty Gloss Bomb Heat, the original, and it was exactly what the girls needed, because I felt like the other lip combo was just a little too heavy for the airiness I was trying to show. And that is the final look, guys. Y'all can't tell me my face ain't sitting, okay? You just can't. So let me know what you guys think of this look down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And with that, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!